everyone, it's Leanne from the Medicine Hat Public Library, and I'm here with our first cooking video of 2021. I hope you all are having a great new year so far. I'm gonna be making cheeseburger sliders out of this cookbook from the library's collection called Tasty, Latest and Greatest. Check out our online catalog for all of the great cookbooks that the library offers. If you have your own recipe that you'd like to share with the community, be sure to check out our new community cookbook journal. If you have a recipe that you'd like to share with other people in the community, you can put it in this journal, and each person who signs it out adds something new to it. Without further ado, let's get started. So today's recipe is pretty simple. First things first, we're gonna need about 2 pounds of ground beef. We're also gonna need some salt, garlic powder, white onion, cheddar cheese slices, butter, and dinner rolls. To cook the beef, the recipe also says that you need a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. If you don't have the size of a baking pan, that's okay. Just use what you have on hand, but the cooking time for the beef will vary. First things first, we're gonna preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. As you may have noticed, I recently got a new oven, which is awesome. So I'm just gonna set it to bake at 350 degrees. And it's gonna heat to the proper temperature while I cook. We're gonna combine the beef, the salt, the pepper, and the garlic powder in our baking pan and then bake it for 20 minutes. Because I don't want the meat juices to kind of mess my pan up, I'm just gonna line it with tin foil first before I start to do the mixing. Not perfect, but it'll do. Since I'm using extra lean ground beef for this, just to kind of like make sure nothing burns too badly, I'm just gonna use this trick that my mom taught me and just take some margarine and just kind of wipe it over the tin foil with paper towel to help stop the beef from sticking to the tin foil. Now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna get to mixing the beef. Since I don't want to get beef in my rings, I'm just going to take them off quickly. So I bought a little over 2 pounds of beef. So I'm not going to use quite all of the beef that I bought here. I'm just going to save a little bit out of the second pack to make later. Then we're going to want to add 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I'm gonna make it 3 just because I like garlic. You can mix the beef with 2 forks if you want to, but I find that mixing any kind of like beef-based dish with my hands works the best. If it grosses you out though, you can totally use a So now that we've combined our beef, I'm just gonna spread it into a nice thin layer, like a cake. Now it's time to put our beef in the oven for 20 minutes. So while our beef is cooking, I'm just gonna get the rest of the recipe ready. I'm gonna start by slicing the half white onion that the recipe calls for. Next, I'm gonna take my dinner rolls and slice them in half. I'm also gonna slice some cheese and melt some butter to get ready to put our sliders together. I'm just using cheese slices, but like cheese is cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want. I think if I take 6 slices and cut them in half, that'll go good with our 12 dinner rolls. The cookbook really didn't say how to cut the cheese, so maybe this is good, maybe it's not. We're gonna find out. You can't have burgers if you don't have fries, right? So while our beef is cooking, I'm just gonna grab some oven fries and put them in the lower rack on the oven. I'm just making some Cavendish Flavor Crisp fries because I like how they taste. Since the beef is cooking 100 degrees Fahrenheit lower than what the fries call for, it usually works out fine. I just tend to cook oven fries for about 5 to 10 minutes longer if I'm cooking something else in the oven that's a lower temperature. Woohoo, our beef is looking good. Now we're supposed to drain the liquid from the beef and set it aside. You never want to put meat juices down the drain because grease can tend to, when it cools down, it can clog your drain. So it's best to just kind of use an empty coffee can or some other kind of container and just put your juices in there. Okay, so our last step of this whole endeavor is to divide our beef, assemble our sliders, and then put them in the oven to give them a nice, beautiful, crispy finish. I have 12 dinner rolls, so I'm gonna divide my beef into 12 pieces. Okay, so we put the bottom half of our roll in our baking sheet that we just took the beef out of. I put a new roll of tin foil on so the beef juice wouldn't be everywhere. Put a piece of beef, some onions, our cheese, and the top half of our bun. To help the bun get nice and golden, we're supposed to brush it with a bit of melted butter. If you don't have a brush, like I do, I don't remember where my brush is, you can just take a spoon and kind of spread a thin layer of butter on the top bun. So we take that same process and we repeat it 11 more times. I'm only going to put onion on a few of these because my husband isn't an onion fan and we're gonna split this food. Now that our burgers are assembled, we're gonna stick them in the oven for 10 to 20 minutes until the top of the buns turn a golden crispy brown and the cheese melts. And there we have it, burger sliders. If you enjoyed this video, check out the rest of Medicine Hat Public Library's virtual programming. You can find lots of awesome videos on our Facebook and Instagram and YouTube pages. Have a great day. Bye.